having keywords related to the niche is really helpful too. There's tools out there that are free. My name is Teacher Nikki, and I help online teachers increase their income by generating multiple streams of revenue. So one of the key factors in helping me succeed as an online teacher was having a YouTube channel. And let's just dive right into 3 tips to help you with success on YouTube. And this is definitely for beginners because I've had my channel since 2016, and I'm just going to tell you what I've learned along the way. When I define success on YouTube, I'm just talking about reaching one little goal at a time because, of course, looking at my channel, I have 4,600 subscribers currently. So when we think of a successful YouTuber, we're probably thinking of 100,000 people, 1 million people, but that's why I'm defining my own version of success is just reaching, my first 100, my first 1,000, and then next will be my first 5,000. After that, I'll be reaching 10,000. That'll be my goal. So, and I know I'll get there just based on these 3 tips. So the first tip that really helped me was having a niche. And this was found through trial and error. I didn't start my channel with this niche. So I originally started my YouTube channel with helping ESL students learn English. I was giving tips. I started with grammar tips, and I think some of those videos, you can still find them on my channel. I really just wasn't seeing any traction with that. However, I also was struggling in the beginning with tip number 2, which is consistency. And I think in the beginning, like I said, with trial and error, you're just testing things out. You're seeing what works, what doesn't. And I really didn't have any idea about tip number 3, which is keywords. So, and also quality content. I think from the get-go, I knew some of the things like, okay, I have to have some decent lighting. I have to have somewhat of a quality recording tool, which I still use don't laugh at me, but I still use my laptop and my iPhone. Now, what I found out was that the iPhone actually has better quality, like a better quality image than my laptop. But for the purpose of just some of the logistics, it's easier for me to record on my laptop. So I still use that. I do want to get a camera, but I'm the kind of person who budgets, and I just will be waiting to spend on a professional camera for when I'm ready. So in any case, finding a niche. So my niche came by surprise. You guys know I'm an online ESL teacher, and when I worked for VIPKID, in 2016, they were doing like a year in review type of challenge and incentive, and I just put a montage together of my classes. You will not find this video on YouTube anymore because you will not find this video on my channel anymore because I didn't feel comfortable having like their, materials in there. I think, it's their own, they own it. So I took that video down, but the video was just a montage of my classes and having fun in the classes. And lo and behold, that video got like 16,000 views. And I was like really surprised because I hadn't checked on it or anything. I just one day came across it and I was like, what? This video got 16,000 views? And then I started doing some research and looking and seeing, who else was talking about VIPKID on YouTube. And at that time, there were quite a few channels, but only a couple of them had several videos. And so I was like, well, I could, do other videos about VIPKID. If people want to know about this, I would love to teach people, what I struggled with in the beginning and give tips, share about my classes. Because as a teacher, I like to teach and I like to help people. So it was natural. And since I wasn't really seeing any traction with the ESL community in terms of having students watch my videos. I was like, you know, this is natural because this is what I'm doing. It makes sense. And as I went with that, I talked about another company. I talked about Tutor ABC / iTutorGroup, and just things kind of spiraled from there. And that really became my niche, is helping online teachers be successful. So when you figure out your niche, you're really going to see a lot of growth. That helped me get to my first 1,000 subscribers once I had my niche. And then the other factor is consistency. So once I started posting once a week, every single week for about a year, I saw more growth. So that's what helps me get, you know, from 1,000 to 3,000, 3,000 to 5,000, and so on. So really having that every single week, posting something, does help you grow a lot. I would also say, going back to a niche, having keywords related to the niche is really helpful too. There's tools out there that are free that if you use Google Chrome, there's Chrome extensions. One of the extensions I use is called TubeBuddy. And TubeBuddy, it gives you the keywords. So if you type in what the title of your video, what you're thinking the title of the video should be, and you test it out in the keyword finder in TubeBuddy, then you will see if that video is going to be successful or not based on their calculation. Now, I don't know if it works all the time, but one thing you want to keep in mind with YouTube, think long term. Don't think about the views you're getting today. Think about how this, if it's ranking in TubeBuddy and they're saying like this will be a successful video, then what's going to happen is over time you'll get more and more views because people are searching for it. So don't necessarily expect the people on your channel to watch. It's great to have the people on your channel watch, but a lot of my views come from people who aren't subscribed. So, and there's different channels. Some people, they have really, really loyal following and they like watch the videos like that. And I think it just depends on what your content is, what your community is, and your consistency. And for me, I've gone on and off with being consistent. So I really appreciate those subscribers who are watching that do watch my videos consistently. I really appreciate that because I know I haven't necessarily returned that by posting or uploading consistently. The other factor with quality content is lighting and what kind of camera you're using. And then I would also say your thumbnail. And if you don't know what a thumbnail is, that's the image you put up on the video. When you're searching the video, it's the first thing you see on the video, the image that you see. So you want to have something that's captivating, you want to have something that looks good and that makes people want to click and watch. So those are the main tips, you guys, with YouTube. Just to recap, we talked about consistency, uploading at least once a week. I think having the same time and day does help. Number 2, quality content. Think about your lighting, think about what you're recording with. I would say the phone is better than the computer, but for me, I'm still using the laptop just for certain purposes. But if you have an iPhone or a phone that has a good camera, that really does work well. And that, by the way, that advice came from an Emmy-winning, award-winning videographer. And she said, just use your camera. Like, you don't need to get a professional camera. Your phone on your camera is great. Like, it's just as high quality as a professional camera. She's like, don't worry about spending money on that. So I was like, oh, really? And she said, just get a lapel mic, which I have yet to do as well. But, you know, there's different things that we prioritize. So, okay. And then the third thing is a niche and using keywords so people can find your videos. All right, I hope that you guys have a good one. Make sure you comment below if you have questions, and I'll be happy to answer them. See you in the next one.